What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Maverick Postgame. We hope some of you got to see some of our athletics this past week. If not, don't worry, because today we've got another full show for you as women's basketball takes home the RMAC championship title.
And men's basketball fights their way to the RMAC championship game.
Also, women's wrestling competes in the inaugural NCAA D2 championships.
And softball continues their series win streak at home.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Jordan Browning.
And I'm Kylie Hoffman.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics.
Roll it! Welcome back, everyone. Once again, I'm Kylie Hoffman.
And I'm Jordan Browning. Let's jump right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place over the past week here at CMU. Picking up the win in the quarterfinals of the RMAC Women's Basketball Championships, the Mesa Mavericks were 2 games away from the championship crown when Black Hills State headed to town. The number 5 seed made it past their quarterfinal game against the number 4 Western Colorado Mountaineers in an upset win 77-62. The two teams met twice earlier this year where the Mavericks led the Yellow Jackets by 10-plus points each victory. Out the gate, the Yellow Jackets gained possession first and scored on the play, leading for the first and last time in the semifinal game. Soon after the first score, all-time points leader Olivia Reed-Thine shot her first 2 points of her season-high 40 points for the night, tying the game and quickly taking the lead right after for the rest of the game. After the Mavericks dominated for 38 minutes straight, the team advanced to the finals 94-57. On Saturday, March 7th, it was the moment all Maverick fans have been waiting for, the rematch of the 2025 RMAC Championships. After defeating the number 3 Adams State Grizzlies in their quarterfinal match, the number 2 UCCS Mountain Lions were looking for the second straight championship title on Saturday. Last year, a similar stage was set when the number 6 UCCS Mountain Lions upset the number 1 Mesa Mavericks 63-61 on their home court. While UCCS planned to deliver the upset for the second year in a row, CMU had been preparing for this moment since the Mountain Lions left town last year. With highlights from the big game, here's Dean Allen.
Backside cutter handoff, try Riley Ottman. Mason Rowland says roll that bad boy to the other end of the floor where Bloom goes inside Reed-Tyne. Reed-Tyne, who else but her going off? 33 points in the tournament championship. Then Mason Rowland, the left elbow bunny is true. Moore back inside Reed-Tyne, gets big in the paint. A chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Mason Rowland misses a shot, but Michaela Moore, right place, right time, puts it up off glass. Then Olivia Reed-Tyne from 3. Bang, bang, the interior player working inside out. Give to Clark. Clark tries to drive, two-stepper left side, nothing but the bottom of the net. Clark goes inside Reed-Tyne. Reed-Tyne goes off the window. God gave you the glass, you might as well use it. Clark inside Reed-Tyne, working over Maya Wilson. Fouled again. Then Reed-Tyne gets her own miss, puts it back up because she's Olivia Reed-Tyne. 20 rebounds in this game. King goes through the contact, puts it in off high glass. Then King goes to the other end of the floor, intercepted like a free safety. Ottman tries to drive inside, but Michaela Moore says, not in my house. Kick out, Rowland, 3 ball, bang, bang. Mason Rowland, 35 points in the ball game. Then she'll try the baseline jumper, and why not for Mason Rowland going 7-16 from the field. Clark impacts the pass inside, goes over to King, then other end of the floor, baseline drive for Rowland. Hits the maple flooring, but hits the bottom of the nylon. Picks up her dribble, goes inside Reed-Tyne at the halftime buzzer. Shot gives the Mavericks a 3-point lead going into the break. Handoff backside, Mason Rowland. Yes, sirree. Only hit 2 threes, but they were pivotal. Goes in off the corner, gets fouled, and gets loud for the hometown Bronson crowd. Ottman tries to go inside, can't get it to go. Brene Stewart can't get it up either. Amaya Moore-Allen puts it up. Was not fouled, and that's when UCCS head coach Misty Wilson picks up her second technical foul of the night, and the Bronson crowd does not let her forget about it. She gets ejected with 8:06 to go in the fourth. Assistant coach Nick Cantrell comes in relief, but he gets a tech too. Mason Rowland in the single-digit ball game hits a free throw, 19 of 19 from the stripe. Then Hallie Clark with a defender in her face nails it. Goes inside, backside, Mason Rowland able to go around the world up and under. Olivia Reed-Tyne proves this is a grown woman's game. Up to Michaela Moore, who gets the transition bucket. The Mavericks in the fast break had 15 points Saturday night, and Moore hits another one, because why not? Mason Rowland loves it. Olivia Reed-Tyne loves it. Assistant coach Hannah Pollard loves it. Kick out Clark, corner three. It's a glitch for Hallie Clark. She had 11. Gets the ball back, and she just dribbles it out. The Mavericks grab the 92-67 victory, avenging last year's loss in the RMAC Tournament Championship, outscoring the Mountain Lions 34-10 in the fourth quarter. They will get the 3 seed in the South Central region, hosted by Texas Women's. They will take on Lubbock Christian University in the first round as they try to pick up their first playoff win since the 22-23 season. Also setting a new school record for wins in a single campaign, up to 32.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you, McCoy, for putting that video together. That's right, your Mesa Mavericks are the 2026 RMAC Women's Basketball Champions. The girls avenged last year's heartbreaking loss with power. As a team, 3 Maverick players went double digits with scoring in Hallie Clark with 11, Olivia Reed-Tyne with 33, and points leader Mason Rowland with 35. The back-and-forth game saw the Mavericks succeed in not only field goal percentage, but rebounds and free throw percentage as well, with Rowland going 19 for 19 at the line. This win means the team stayed perfect through the entire RMAC season, including post. This championships was definitely one for the books due to the pure hard work and dedication the entire Mesa basketball team puts in every single day. This number 3 ranked team will now head to the NCAA tournament, where they face number 6 Lubbock Christian in Denton, Texas this Friday at 11 a.m. Come support your Mavericks from home at the official watch party in Arcadia. Us at CMU-TV send an extra special good luck to the championship team.
The women's basketball team were not the only ones facing big stakes in the RMAC this weekend. After taking down the New Mexico Highland Cowboys in an overtime thriller last week, the Maverick men advanced to the RMAC semifinals in Spearfish, South Dakota. Holding the number 2 seed in the conference, Mesa was set to face the number 3 CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves in a must-see neck-to-neck basketball game last Friday, March 6th. The two teams last met in Grand Junction, where the Mavs defeated the Wolves in a 70-66 game. The Thunderwolves have actually not won a basketball game over Mesa since the 2017-2018 season. Taking the early lead, the Mavericks used 3 good layups by Harvey White to take the lead and keep it for the entirety of the first half. The Thunderwolves, who were down 12 points at the 1 point in the half, nearly managed to catch up to the Mavericks by the break, where they brought the score all the way to 27-26. Mesa was able to hold onto the lead for a little longer, coming out of halftime until the Wolves managed to go on a 10-0 run, grabbing the lead, 42-39. With 5 minutes remaining in the semifinal game and down by 7 points, the Mavs combined team talent to not only catch up to the number 3 team, but hold them off defensively to win the game by another 1-point margin, 57-56. Even though it was a low-scoring affair, 4 Maverick players managed to record double-digit points and send themselves to the championships the next day against the number 1 team. The stage was set for the championship game. The 2 best teams in the league going at it one final time for the conference title. It was Black Hills State versus Colorado Mesa. The Mavericks saw 3 losses in their regular season this year, and the Yellow Jackets were 2 of them. But determined to change the story, the Mesa men stepped onto the court ready to give it all that they had. Early in the ball game, the Mavericks showed the Yellow Jackets they weren't here to play. They were here to win. When the team led for the most of the first half, at 5 minutes in, Mesa had already led the home team by 10. But by the end of the half, the Yellow Jackets had managed to catch up and put a 1-point difference between the 2 teams going into halftime, 38-39. Coming out of the break, the number 1 team had a different look in their eyes as they began to put space between them and the Mavericks. Even with West Ball recording a season-high point total of 22, the Mavericks were not able to catch up to the Yellow Jackets and finished the season in second, 89-77. As a team, the Mavericks slightly trailed the Yellow Jackets in all percentages. They did manage to grab more rebounds than the champions by 7. However, luckily, this is not the end for the men's basketball season, as they will now head to the Dallas, Texas, where they will compete in the NCAA D2 tournament. The team, seeded 8th, will face the number 1 seed Dallas Baptist University. Good luck to our Mavs.
The moment four Maverick wrestlers have been waiting for their whole collegiate careers took place this past weekend at the inaugural Division II Women's Wrestling NCAA Championships in Coralville, Iowa. Wrestlers Loriana Paestua, Mia Zuniga, Adriana Gomez, and Jaylene Sakona all qualified for the first ever championships, and all four of them are coming home All-Americans. These women not only made history, but broke CMU records in these final matchups. In day one of the competition, number 7 Loriana Paestua took the mat for the Mavericks, competing in the 124-pound weight class. Facing a West Liberty freshman in the first round, Paestua swept both periods, scoring 11-0 on her first match. That win sent the sophomore to the quarterfinals later that day, where she faced number 2 Virginia Ford of King University. This nationally ranked matchup saw Ford taking the lead early with 2 pins over Paestua. She quickly jumped back, however, and racked up multiple takedowns in the following 5 minutes to upset the King University sophomore 8-5, moving herself up to the semifinal. In another nationally ranked match, Paestua met the number 3 Xochitl Mota-Paitis of Quincy University. Paestua would eventually, unfortunately, drop the upset as she was outpinned 0-10, taking fourth in the 124-pound weight class. As for the other Maverick All-Americans, number 3 Mia Zuniga took her initial win 4-2 over a Sacred Heart wrestler, then went on to win one more in the championships, taking 8th for the 103-pound weight class. Adriana Gomez of the 110-pound weight class started behind the other CMU wrestlers as she was not nationally ranked, but managed to catch up with her 3-1 score on the day, breaking the CMU record for single-season wins with 32. Her finish also puts her in 8th for the competition, and then, all-time CMU winningest wrestler number 6 Jaylene Sakona of the 207-pound weight class made history in the opening round by recording her 100th career win in a 10-5 match. Sakona would rack up 3 more wins in the championships, with her 103rd and final win being the battle for 5th place, ending her collegiate career on a high note. As a team, the Mavericks placed 8th in the competition and sent home 4 All-Americans. An All-American is a prestigious honor awarded to collegiate wrestlers who have placed in the top 8 of their weight classes in the NCAA championships. 4 wrestlers is a record for CMU, and every single one of our girls should be proud of the work they've put in. Congratulations to our Mavericks.
After starting their season 1-7 last month, the Maverick softball team have come back in a major way, winning all 3 of their last series. First, they defeated Regis on their home turf 3-1. Then, last week, stole the win from MSU Denver in the Mesa home opener 3-1. And this week, did it again, taking the series from the Colorado School of Mines Ore-Diggers in another 3-1 win. In day 1 of the series, the Mavericks gave up their only loss in the close 1-3 game, but shortly after the loss, the girls responded loudly, going up 10-3. Bryn Escobar and Chloe Kubicek led the batting charge, racking up 2 RBIs each, and pitcher Marisa Nem improved to 4-2 on the season as she allowed just 6 hits on that game. Then, moving on to day 2 of the series split, Mesa was determined not to repeat history as they won game 1 of the day, 6-1. Now, facing a potential series loss, Mines locked in at the Diamond and went up 3-0 in the first inning of the final game. It was not long before the Mavericks caught up, however, as by the third, the Mavs had matched the score and exceeded it to finally win the game and series 6-4. Again, leading the Mavericks, Chloe Kubicek brought her season total home runs to 4, and Marisa Nem threw the game winners in the doubleheader. This weekend, the girls will test their series win streak by heading to New Mexico Highlands University for 4 games. Good luck to our Mavs.
Hosting their home opener game right here at Community Hospital Unity Field in Grand Junction, the number 11 ranked Maverick men's lacrosse team took on Florida Southern in an overtime thriller last Thursday night. Coming into the game undefeated 2-0, the Mavericks were ready to take down the 1-5 Mocs. Getting a slow start, the Mavs went down 0-3 within the first 13 minutes of the game. After a couple of wide shots, junior attacker Jack Cooper connected with the goal, giving the Mavericks their first goal at home for the 2026 season. Cooper was not done, however, because the Perth, Australia native would go on to score 4 more for the team, including the game-saving fourth quarter 22nd goal. This goal evened out the score for the Mavs and the Mocs, sending them to the extra 4 minutes. After outshooting the Mocs 3-1 in overtime, it was sophomore attacker Camden Moody who got it past the Florida Southern defenders to keep the Maverick win streak going. Also aiding the Mavericks in their 11-10 win was senior midfielder Dylan Pless with 2 goals and redshirt junior defender Manny Flores with a career high of 4 caused turnovers and 2 ground balls. Flores not only made an impact on the Mesa field, but on the RMAC as well, as he earned the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week award. The Mavs go back on the road for their spring break road trip to Florida to take on nationally ranked competitors. Good luck to the Mavs.
The Colorado Mesa Mavericks baseball team continued their hot streak this weekend, sweeping New Mexico Highlands Cowboys to open RMAC play. The Mavericks, who moved up to 4th in last week's National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association Division II poll, finished their month-long homestead with a perfect 16-0 record and have now won 17 straight games, improving to 18-2 on the season. Friday's opener was a thriller as CMU came back from a 7-1 deficit and trailed 9-6 late before, winning 10-9 in the bottom of the 10th. The Mavericks then dominated Saturday's doubleheader, winning 7-3 and 16-0 while totaling 21 hits and 3 home runs in the shutout. On Sunday, the Mesa completed the sweep with another walk-off win as Kennedy Hara drove in the game-winning run with an RBI single in the 9th. The Mavericks will next travel to face Utah Valley Wolverines baseball Wednesday before heading to Pueblo for a 4-game series against CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves baseball this weekend.
Now that we've recapped some of the action, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Mason Rowland of the women's basketball team. The redshirt sophomore alongside her team just took home the RMAC Women's Basketball Championship title in a historic season. Rowland led her team to the championship title with her career-high point total of 35. Rowland also went perfect at the free throw line, hitting all 19 of her shots. With team leader Olivia Reedtine graduating this season, Rowland shows that the team will still be breaking records and titles for years to come. Congratulations, Mason, for your outstanding performance. You are our Maverick of the Week. Now it is time for some closing statements. My closing thoughts are on the Maverick track and field team. With 2 Mavericks heading to the national stage, Colorado Mesa's speed will be on display this weekend in Virginia Beach. Teo Casados and Joseph Randolph will look to turn record-breaking performances into All-American finishes in the 200 meters. Meanwhile, the rest of the Mavericks are already shifting focus to the outdoor season, with CMU set to host the Early Bird Open next week.
My closing thoughts are on the Maverick Beach volleyball team. The Mavericks wrapped up their home schedule in dominant fashion, going a perfect 4-0 against the junior college opponents. The weekend was also a milestone moment for the program as head coach David Scaff picked up his 100th career win with the team. Colorado Mesa now sits at 4-4 on the season as they continue their schedule on the road.
Now that we have recapped all the action from the past week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Jordan Browning.
And I've been Kylie Hoffman.
Be sure to check out our YouTube, Colorado Mesa TV, for more games and updates. We'll see you next time for an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a amazing day.